Udja, so here we are for the self-care summary for day 16 of post-traumatic slave syndrome healing. I've been doing for 21 days. Well, this is day 17 of 21 days. And the Sankofa Step, I already mentioned, is racial socialization. But we're going to take it a step further because racial socialization will, help us survive the oppression while on earth, but it won't help us transcend it. So we're going to take it a step further to spiritual aspiration, to victory of our spiritual aspiration, because once we've been victorious with these particular goals of enlightenment, oneness with the divine, identifying with the divine instead of the ego, letting go of attachment to the outcome, stop seeking freedom from the source of our oppression, then we'll be able to find a spiritual solution to this time and space catastrophe that we've been living with for like 500 years. So, spiritual aspiration, victory. And looking at the chart, which right now the only thing that's really changing is the moon from day to day. We've got 6 planets in Mercury, 6 planets in retrograde, and Mercury will be retrograde soon. So I've decided to focus on the tones or the cosmic forces that transcend time and space situations and achieve spiritual victory. So I've chosen to work with Pluto, which is in sidereal Sagittarius, a star, Moon, which is a Jupiter in Sagittarius, and Haru, because the protocol point calls for independence, and that is Haru. For the so we're going to be working on the ear meridian. Remember, there were these 4 points along the ear meridian. The sympathetic for balance in the autonomic nervous system, the Shen Men for settling and bringing comfort to the heart and to the mind, the kidney to warm a freeze response and help people find a sense of safety within themselves, the liver to soften the anger, to help the eyes see new possibilities, to unwind the fight response, and the hippocampus to ease the mind's grip on traumatic memory, to bring relief to overcharged sensate memories that manifest as nightmares and flashbacks, complete with odors and images. And for the extraordinary vessels, I've chosen to work with the Chong and the Ren. I think last time I worked with the Dai Mai, but for some reason I'm feeling the Ren today. And let's do a reading for those. The Ren, conception of an idea, divine transformations, changes, nourishes the yin energy in order to integrate everything that happens. Threshold shock, upward rising of heat, fragile and shaky, inability to give birth to an idea, to a vision, sex abuse issues, and low self-esteem. And we've addressed low self-esteem because we're identifying with our higher selves. We have high self-esteem. But when dealing with trauma, we're constantly dealing with triggers, and we go through phases where we're identifying with our ego again, so we need to do this work to bring us back up to a higher vibration. And the Chong is the chi moving between the kidneys, intergenerational patterns, treats cellular memory, genetic disorders, inherited traits, substance abuse, digestive center, difficult issues, difficult to digest. The situation is difficult to digest, and this new, it's not new, it's new to me, response, which is a mystical response, is difficult to process. At least I'm having challenges processing it. Grandparent, grandchild, ancestral printing clears both muscle memory and cellular memory. Trauma, PTSD, cellular memory, old trauma, new trauma, kidney, reproductive issues, prostate issues, menstrual issues, neutral space between the kidneys, what feels right in the moment. Okay, so we're dealing with some very tough issues going on in the news, going on around the world, and I'm working on changing my response so that I can be more effective in the work that I'm here to do. Okay, so I'm going to do the ear points and the extraordinary vessels that I mentioned. The protocol point is the Great Ravine, kidney 3. That's the point on the ball of your foot. And I will be back with my results. Maybe I'll give a few demonstrations. Remember, we're going for independence, victory of the soul. Remember, we're going for independence, victory of the soul. We're transmuting racial socialization, which is necessary, but we need to go higher to spiritual aspiration, which is the true freedom that we seek. We're divesting from the West. We're identifying with our higher self. And we're letting go of attachment to the results that we want. We're letting go of attachment to our identity, our earth ego-based identity, our racial identity, our gender identity, and focusing on our higher identity so that we can find results from the spirit world and apply them to the physical reality that we're enduring and experiencing. Okay, here we go. Udja.